Hey there guys, Brevity Gaming Bowl here for a YouTube update, and I'm recording this update as of March the 16th, 2017. There's a lot going on between myself, YouTube, and gaming in general. There's just a whole lot going on, and it's very hard to keep up with. I'm gonna try and touch all the bases as I can. So I guess the first thing I should cover is me and why I put up I was on hiatus. And technically I'm not, but technically I am. So the main reason why I went up on hiatus, this actually took a lot of thinking and crying to do for a lot of reasons, is because I was just falling behind, and I was doing everything in my power just to try and keep up with everybody. Well, just keep up with uploads and try and keep them consistent. It's very trying, and it was computer problems started popping up or just myself having issues where I just didn't wake up, or I would sit there and have my video converting or uploading, and then it's I fall asleep and I'm not even done. I was oh crap, I'm not done. I need to release this video now. I was sitting there trying to hastily get that done, so I can try and be consistent. But then it's oh crap, I don't have. It's oh well, I missed the time, and that has happened a lot for me. It was very frustrating, especially with the computer issues, because one of the main issues I had with the computer, and it's starting to pop up a lot more now, I believe it lies with the video card, as I've been ruling out all the starting to rule out possibilities. It's the computer stutters. Computer decides to stutter when I'm playing YouTube videos or certain things. And I've pretty much isolated it down to being between Nox and just the video card, which it's probably both. And Nox is a emulator for emulator for phones, and I use that so I can pretty much play Marvel Future Fight and Dragon Ball Z Dokkan on there, so I don't have to put it on my phone and have it eat up so much space that I can't afford to take up. So it's right now so I'm thinking of switching from Nox to maybe something like BlueStacks or Mimu or whatever, something that works and won't try and hog up so much space on my PC, because I think that's one of the issues that's happening. Also conversions are really slow when I'm running Nox. Video conversions are slow. I try to have that running in the background so I can just keep playing and maybe keep recording, but it's oh well, now I have to give more power to this game, and Nox seems to be very demanding of having power, even though I said okay, you only need this much. I literally said it okay, you only need this much to actually play the game, to do what you do, and now it seems to just want to hog up everything. So I might just go ahead and uninstall that and try and find a better emulator, because I do enjoy playing Marvel Future Fight. I enjoy a bit of DBZ Dokkan, but not as much as I do with Marvel Future Fight, and considering where I am now. But anyway, back to my hiatus. I was falling behind, and I was really tired. And then on worse days, there would just be days where where Windows or my computer would just be okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to randomly restart out of the blue for no explanation whatsoever. And basically it gives me the error that says something failed. And I assume that it's the video card that failed at that point, and that's why the restart just happened out of the blue. because that's one of the things like Windows 10 does is like it pretty much just bypasses tries to bypass the blue screen of death thing and go forward and like going like, okay, well, we know what the problem is, we'll automatically report it and you don't have to worry about it, so we'll just restart your computer and it won't tell you anything. Like I have to actually go in and check. I can turn off the option and just be like, hey, like you need to tell me when these problems come up, but I haven't really made the effort to do so. So along with those issues, and then like there's the whole thing of just me trying to record videos, and that is a hassle in itself because the area I live in has had a couple of like rolling blackouts happen for a couple of days, or something stupid would happen, and then like my entire recording is just messed up. And if the power goes out, then the recording is pretty much just not going to exist. I've had times where I recorded like I had a very good run going, and then it's just power's out. And now now my recording goes poof with it. And there's no save data there's no multiple saves that can go back with it for like say Pokemon or like say things like Pokemon or I'm trying to think of another game, or Skylanders. Like I just have to like redo the entire thing if I can. So I had to deal with that crap, and it just like it was all getting to me. That, and then add in like the issues I have with my own family. As like I can only say like a good thing happened in between, like with me and the family, where my mom got rid of my mom kicked out my my mom kicked out her ex-boyfriend or ex or whatever. I don't know what the relationship was. I don't care. Finally kicked him out, and so I don't have to deal with him and having him blast super loud music, having drunken bouts, or just or secondhand smoke. I don't have to deal with that every day. It's every day that I'm at the house. So that's a good thing. But at the same time, there's still a lot of drama that goes on in the house day in and day out. And it generally amounts to money, where that's also a problem coming from my YouTube, because it's oh well, I don't make that much as I used to. So there was that issue, and I was and it was taking its toll on me. The other thing I was dealing with, which I more or less just finally shut the door on it. Finally, was that was my issue with the doctor I was seeing for my depression medication, and that was and pretty much aside from insurance pretty much going out, I pretty much told him off. I was I don't want to see you again, because pretty much every time I went up there I was depressed. I was depressed. Every time I came back, I was depressed, because he was pretty much always hounding me over various things. Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? And he actually got to the point where he was actually starting to dissect my YouTube channel as part of my emotions, saying oh well, you only play this game because you're depressed or you're lonely or this, and you play this one because of this, and you do commentary here, you keep I've noticed this in your videos. No, that's not it. And even if there is some truth to that, I don't think I really think you're going in a bit too much. And so I pretty much told him look, every time I go see you and when I come back, I'm just straight up I am straight up depressed, or I feel even worse about myself than I did before, and I have to sit there and I have to pretty much just lay in my bed and fall asleep for a few hours because I can't, because I'm just like, I'm frustrated and I'm ready to like pretty much kill myself at that point. It was pretty much that bad with him. Because he even went to the point like, oh, like, why don't you have a girlfriend? Like, you need to get a girlfriend. I'm like, well, I'm not really looking at this point. It's like, I'm not really looking. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But I'm not going. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and go like, oh, well, I want to go find one. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not that type of person. He's like, oh, you'll never be one with that kind of attitude. And I just like, he was pretty much like, it was pretty much just telltale signs where I just needed to be like, I'm done. So I stopped seeing him, and I'm pretty much off my medication at this point because I haven't gone to a doctor since for medication. So now I have to deal with like random bouts of depression, but it's not as bad as it was when I was seeing the doctor, if you believe that much. It's like most of the time. Other times it is, and I'm just like, everything's horrible. But I'm more or less able to deal with it, and it's generally more in the ways of I just need a day. But that's pretty much that's life. Money's still not going exactly as well as I would hope, but I mean it's there. But I mean it's like I'm more the kind of person that's like, hey, I got something. It's like, hey, I got something, and it's better than just doing all this work for like crap. Although a lot of people say like I should be complaining a lot more, and I should be telling people like, hey, I need to make more money. I'm not exactly that kind of person. I would love to have more money, but I mean I'm not like, it's not like the total forefront of my life, if you believe that. Anyway, there's a couple of problems going around the house, and I have to deal with it. It's like, and I'm slowly dealing with it, like one problem after another. I'm trying. I'm trying, and it's a hard fight. So let's see. That was life. As for no, that was pretty much like the reasons why I was on my hiatus, and I actually cried about it for a bit because I did not want to go on hiatus because I said to myself like, dude, if I go on hiatus and I stop posting videos, like people are just gonna stop watching. Like people are just gonna altogether stop watching, and the amount of money that I'm making now is gonna be even less than it is before. Because now I'm not producing content, I'm not grabbing viewers, and pretty much according to my analytics, like all my generally 97% of my views are people that are just randomly finding my videos. That's what the analytics says. It's like 97% of the people are people that are randomly finding my videos, not subscribers. Not friends. Like that's the 3%. The 97% is like new people that just randomly come across my videos. Which that is rather sad for me because I mean I would rather it be like a 70-30 type of deal. But that's something else all entirely. But yeah, I sat there and cried when I did it. I was like, oh, I just have to do it. I mean, I'm frustrated, and there's a lot of games that I just literally just up and quit on because I was frustrated. I was like, I can't play this right now. It's like it's affecting the way I play. I just can't do this right now. So I better just go ahead and go through with it. And that was pretty much like the reason why I was generally on hiatus. I'm still more or less on it. I want to try and catch up on videos. Ideally, I want to be a month ahead in videos. Like, I want to have the next month full of videos ready to go. So if anything happens, like there's videos, like I won't have to worry about videos for a set time period, and I can still like get content ready to go, get content recorded and uploaded and ready to go. I want to be like a month ahead, ideally. But it's not entirely possible. Anyway, that was pretty much my deal with the hiatus. As for YouTube, I do want to make a couple of changes. I want to make changes to the schedule. I don't know what yet. I'm still looking, and I just haven't figured it out. I haven't figured it out because I don't know what time. Because like I can. Like people say like, oh well, engage your audience, like put polls up and whatnot, and I'm like, well, that's the thing, like only like 2 people like answer those polls. Like I put a poll up on Twitter, like only like 2 or 3 people answer those polls. I put a poll up on YouTube, nobody answers, or I put a poll up on a random site, and I would have like I have like these kind of people that are either dicks about trying to like put a vote in, and they'll just like. And these kind of people will just put in, and I've actually learned from that, like not to allow people to do like vote in multiple categories, because they'll just, like there's people that'll just be like a total dick and just be like, oh well, I'll just vote in every category. And I was saying that I do like that's not helping anybody. Like you're not helping anybody, and that just says like you don't care. Like that just says that you don't care, and really like you should care. Because that way I know how to get the content better. I know how to get like the content out there towards you a lot better. Whew. So I'm like, well, I don't have enough people to actually have a poll to do that. And like for a while, I was generally like just frequenting Reddit posts and just seeing like what people are doing in practices for their uploads, and it's really all over the place. And I asked about things that were bothering me. Like I found people were like literally posting like how much they make each month off of YouTube, and it was generally like on the premise of, oh well, I'm a real YouTuber because I'm posting how much money I make, and I'm telling the viewers how much money I make, instead of like being all those fake guys. Like I found like videos like those, and I'm just like, isn't this like against YouTube policy? Like I don't think you're supposed to tell people like how much you make, because isn't that like wrongfully influencing people? I don't know what the whole thing is, but I felt like it was bad, and I felt like it was a bad idea to do that, and I never want to do that. Like, I never really want to tell people, like, how much I make, because, like, I might make myself a target, or people might feel sorry for me. I don't want to, like, wrongfully influence people for that. Anyway, yeah, like, YouTube is making major changes, aside from myself, and I'm still more or less concerned about, like, the copyright strike I got over 6 months ago on Ragnarok Odyssey Ace, of all videos. The game that I generally quit because there wasn't people playing, and the people I played with pretty much stopped playing and brought up excuses as to why they weren't playing, as to why they didn't play. Like I generally stopped playing for reasons like that. So it was there, and then it was like, oh, random copyright strike, and I still don't know, like, if the strike is legit or not, or the person that owns it, or what exactly happened. And all I was told to do, like, all my company told me to do was like, hey, like, just put the rest of your videos on private, so that person can't see it or try to mark it as copyright. So I did so. I'm just like, why is this happening? Why did that happen anyway? And like I said before, like all I could find was that it connected to somebody else's I searched the names, and they connected to somebody else's YouTube channel who posted nothing related to Ragnarok Odyssey Ace, but it was in his description. It was in like one of his video descriptions, and I was like, huh, this is random. I was like, huh, like this is rather random because it's not like to me. It was really random just to see that. Anyway, I did not know what to do for it, so I just had to leave it as is. Then there's other copyright claims that still concern me, like Namco Bandai like putting claims over Naruto Ninja Storm videos of all things. Nintendo, there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. There's like literally nothing I can do about Nintendo's copyright claims because I mean it's Nintendo, and basically Nintendo's at that point of like you can either upload their content under their rules or don't upload it at all, or just upload it and like expect copyright claims to fly up for it. But yeah, that like, and then there's like the bits I have with Square Enix where they're putting up copyright claims, and it's really over the. As like in both Namco Bandai and Square Enix are putting up claims over the content that you wouldn't think would be claimed. Or it's stuff like you can't really get around it. Like it's stuff that you can't really get around it. Like on the Naruto Ninja Storm videos, they put up a claim over the if you play Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, like you'll know what I'm talking about when it's like when you do the ultimate finish. When you do the ultimate finish, they put a claim over that cutscene. Like the startup of the super animation, and then they put a claim over the cutscene when you do the ultimate finish, where like you'll see this picture and then the character talk. They put a claim over that. But yet, if it's like, well, yeah, if you go to somebody else's video where apparently Bandai loves them, like Afro Senju or Rhyme Style, etc., like people like that, they don't get it because like because they put commentary over it. It's like, well, they have like, but they have the super. They pretty much have the darn super animation ultimate finish going up on theirs as well. So why aren't you copyright claiming that? I don't know. I just say it's like it's a fact of like Bandai Namco loving them and basically like, oh well, you're trying to make money off of our content. Like no, we won't allow that. And the fact is that Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 is old. I mean, they have Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, and that's actually like the 5th or 6th game in the series because they did Ninja Storm Generations and all that, and like Road to Boruto. Like copyright claim that mess, but no, whatever. I can't fight. Like I can't really fight it. I've tried. Like I've actually tried to like contact them, and basically, I mentioned it before where like. Basically, the Square Enix representative I talked to about it was like, well, you really can't upload any of our content, and we're not going to just give you permission to upload our content. So it's like you shouldn't even try it. And like Namco Bandai just basically gave me the runaround where they were like, oh well, you should talk to our representative on Facebook about it, and then the person on Facebook like, oh well, you should go talk to our legal department at this email. I was like, I already talked to them already. So what's the deal? Other changes, part of me feels like just switching partnership companies. Like part of me feels like doing it. I mean, the company I'm with is good. They're good. I mean, they don't demand me to do something of them. They pay pretty well. They don't demand me to do crap, and there's no super ridiculous like restrictions or anything. But at the same time, there's a problem in that in itself is like, because the company I'm with, they're more focused on Vine. they're more focused on Vine content, which, if you don't know what Vine is essentially video version of Twitter, or really it's just or a video version of Instagram. And you're just uploading something on Vine. You just upload something that can be repeated multiple times. Like, it can just be repeated multiple times, and that's what they call a Vine loop. And people watch that stuff, and apparently you can monetize that. So I'm like, that's interesting. I haven't exactly looked into trying to get my Vine monetized because I don't really use Vine, and I can't think of anything that would be worthy of. Can't exactly think of anything that would be worthy of like posting on Vine that would get like a ton of like views or loops. So yeah, they're focused on that. And I'm like, I kind of like, part of me just wants like a different company because these guys aren't exactly focused on YouTube. I mean, they are with YouTube, but they're not exactly focused with YouTube. And that was my phone. Like, they're not completely focused on YouTube. They're just there. But yeah, that's that. Other thing that's changing, and this is something that I just caught. Like, I actually just caught this today, is that they're taking away the ability to add or edit annotations on videos. And annotations on videos were basically it was the way of where people would click to links to various videos on YouTube. And that's because they introduced what they call the card system on YouTube. Well, the video card system on YouTube, where basically they have them at the end of every video, where it's like, oh, well, click this. Like, if you click here, you can go to this video, or click here and you can go to this video or / playlist, or go to this YouTube channel, or go to this website. So they're removing the ability to add or edit annotations, and they're leaving the ability to keep the existing ones, the ones that you already made, if you made any. So to me, like, my general thoughts on this is that YouTube is essentially trying to kill businesses out there that actually make a profit off of the annotation thing. Because there actually is a couple of websites out there that associate themselves with YouTube that basically say, like, hey, you're having trouble trying to make annotations for videos? We'll do it. Like, we'll do all that for you. It's like, all you have to do is pay us so much a month, and we'll do that part for you. All you have to do is upload the video. Yeah, like, there's actual websites out there that pretty much make a profit off of that. So YouTube is essentially like trying to kill those businesses. Like, it's essentially trying to kill those businesses altogether. Like, oh, well, you're gonna do that, or I should say, Google is trying to kill those businesses. They also just recently got rid of the donation thing, where in the card, where you could actually add in the cards to, like, hey, like, you could donate to, well, fan funding is what they called it, which is essentially fan funding is basically like donating to a YouTube channel if you wish to. It's more or less like how it is on Twitch, where you're able to donate to a Twitch TV streamer if you wish to, but like it won't do like this huge big notification. So they removed fan funding because they were saying that, oh, well, fan funding only seems to be working for those that have a YouTube stream, that are YouTube streaming, or that are really popular on YouTube, such as Markiplier or iHas Cupcake. I think that's her name. Like, it was only working for people like them. It wasn't working for everybody. So they removed those. I know it wasn't working for me because, I got complaints about, I actually got complaints about it saying, like, oh, why are you asking for donations? Like, nobody's donating to you. Like, I'm like, well, nobody's donating to me for one, so I guess so it's not exactly a problem. Two, it shows up in the corner of the video at a certain time. It's not like it's all over the video. It's like, and it goes away. So it's I didn't really find it a problem. I just put it there as like the case of, oh well, if somebody really wants to donate, then they can. There's the option. But nobody did it for me, so I didn't get. So it wasn't exactly a big loss off of me. What? YouTube removed that function, and honestly, there's another. It's like, to go along with that thought, I thought about streaming directly to YouTube because I felt it would be a lot easier to get in contact, to talk with the chat. But the few times I tested it, which I tested it twice, I didn't really like it. And another YouTuber I watch called Nader Rashia, I think that's his name. He made a good point about YouTube streaming, and he's like that YouTube streaming is really for those people that are already mad popular on YouTube. It's really for those people that are already have a great following on YouTube, not for those other people. Not for just everyone. It's I think it's a bit simpler to access the YouTube streaming than it is compared to Twitch streaming. But at the same time, it's what it is. So I thought maybe to transition, I thought of maybe trying to go back into streaming, and if I do, maybe I'll go back on Twitch and try to stream. I'm not exactly sure because I still have the same thoughts as I did with live streaming. And streaming in itself is just a huge dedication of time. It's a huge dedication of time, and I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I can actually go through with it all before you can actually get a huge following. It's and then you also have people wanting to have shout outs for donating money and whatnot. I'm not big on shout outs for people giving other people money, especially when it solidifies it, or I should say it triggers me when I see videos on YouTube or of stream highlights of saying oh, this person donated X amount of money to this person. I hate seeing those videos because it's just okay, who cares? I was I can understand, and I'm not bashing people donating and whatnot. It's I will admit I am slightly jealous of it. But at the same time, I'm just who cares that you donated this much money to this person? It's it really makes me question if that person's doing it just for the sake of having the glory, or are they doing it just because they want, or are they doing it out of the goodness of their heart or whatever, or doing it because they want to, and they like that person's content. Not not just to attain glory. That's how I feel when it comes to donations. It's don't are you doing it for the glory, or are you doing it for you doing it just because you want, or are you doing it because you actually want to? What is the actual underlying reason of it? That's really my thing about like donating. That and I generally feel bad when people donate. Like, I feel bad when people donate because I feel like, okay, well, now I have expectations I have to meet, and if I don't meet that person's expectations, then do I really deserve the money? Okay, so that was about streaming, YouTube's changes. Well, for the games, well, I know the Nintendo Switches came out. I already can't afford, like, I can already tell you I can't afford a Nintendo Switch. I can't afford a Wii U, can't afford the Xbox One, can't afford the PlayStation 4. I know there's all that stuff, and those people that, and then there's the people that tell me of the newest PC games. I know there's a lot of games that I do want to play, and it's really a matter of being able to afford it. I think I mentioned before that I'm trying to go for a video card. And generally it's just so I can play certain games that I can't play at the very moment. I'm facing the issue of, well, I can't. It's like, well, one, I don't know what video card to go for, other than whatever game recommends, and whatever X game recommends is usually the most expensive thing that you find on the list. So I don't even know like if I can find a video card that can actually match that or be like under that and still play. So I don't even know if like the video card will fit into my PC. Because that's one thing I say I will definitely hate to deal with, is whether or not it's like, oh, well, this video card doesn't work with my PC. Oh, great. Well, that means I need to go back to the darn store and go return this stupid video card and try and get another one that works. I would hate to do that. I hate to do that. Because that's just way too much of a hassle, and honestly, if that's the case, I would just rather get a whole new desktop altogether. I don't want to deal with too many hassles. Like, just keep it as simple as possible. So yeah, like I said, I'm trying to focus on the older games, or just focus on games in general. I decided to downgrade my GameFly account to just one game at a time, because 2 games at a time is just like way too much. I'm like, even if I'm trying to get like the newest game that came out on GameFly, the chances are I'm not going to get it. Even if I set it as like the single game that I want, it's not going to happen like on time. So I just let me downgrade to just one game, and thus I have Pokemon Moon because of GameFly. I will be buying Pokemon Moon whenever I have the money to afford it, but right now I can't afford it as it stands. So there's that. Other games that I've been playing Hexyz Force, which I finally managed to get. I actually had the game for a long time. I just finally got around to playing it. I really should be finishing up SD Gundam G Generation Overworld. Going back to the recording issues where the power went out and I had a good run, and I would just have to do the entire level all over again. I hated dealing with that, and that's exactly what happened almost every single time I record. It's like either something messed up when I recorded, or the power went out, and I'm like, dang it, now I have to do the entire stage all over again, and each stage is at least 2 hours long for me. And I should also be focusing on other games. I've been trying to redo some of the other fighting games that I haven't done. Well, that I did way long ago, back when quality was, well, to this standard, bad. Well, today's standard's bad. So I pretty much redid the entirety of Bloody Roar Extreme. And right now I'm working on redoing Psychic Force 2012 because that was more or less asked of me to like go back and redo. So I figured, yeah, let me go and redo the entirety of Psychic Force 2012, and hopefully have some better quality to go with it. Along with that, Pokemon Moon videos are coming. They are coming. It's just taking a while. The Ratchet and Clank series is finished, so I will either be moving on to the Sly Cooper series, or I will move on to the Tide of Tasmanian Tiger series, whichever one I can actually get my hands on. It will likely be the Sly series because I already have Sly 4. Well, I have it on Vita TV. So I'm also working. So I'll explain that in a minute. So I can run through Sly 1 through 3 and then play Sly 4 Thieves in Time. Come on, say it right for once in your life. So I can run through that game then. But as for the Vita TV, I know there's people that are total quality whores and will only want only 720 to 1080p or 1440p at this point. The 60 frames per second videos I will only watch. So I know there's people that complain about me using my camcorder to record these videos, like Pokemon Moon and whatnot. The 3DS videos. I did get a huge turnout for just Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, which actually surprised me, despite the quality of the recordings. I got a huge turnout for that, so that surprised me. I've been trying to get a recorder that I've been trying to find a recorder that can actually record using the with HDMI cables. It's hard to do. The last one I mentioned this in my Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty playthrough, where I did manage to buy one, but it didn't work, so I had to return it. So I've been trying to find another one that could actually work. And at this point, I'm generally trying to stick to AverMedia because AverMedia, pretty much most of AverMedia's products, I don't require a PC to be able to use, to be able to record. I can just plug it in and go ahead and record. So I'm trying to search for that so I can give you guys Vita TV games without having to deal without having issues of quality. I mean, I'm not a quality whore myself, but I do understand how a couple of people's frustrations with video quality and how it can be crap. Oops. So I'm working on that, but it might not happen anytime soon, considering everything that I have to pay for and things that are having to be changed. I really just want to focus on getting my old games done. It's and hopefully I won't get tired of playing. Hopefully I won't get tired and fall asleep while playing, because that's also an issue as well. As for mobile games, I will continue to give out Marvel Future Fight content because I love that game. I was requested to do more DBZ Dokkan Battle content. I'm not exactly that big of a fan of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan. I'm not exactly that big of a fan because it's basically practices a lot of things that I don't like. And that's the same with Puzzle and Dragons and Final Fantasy Record Keeper and Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, where you get like if you're trying to run certain events, like you need certain characters. Like you need certain characters to actually run, like to actually like be able to efficiently beat the event. Like you need certain characters, and I hate that kind of thing because that's pretty much all a matter of luck, and that's how they want you to spend money. And I don't really have that kind of money. And also, in terms of content, I don't like uploading. I don't like uploading games like that unless I'm actually like making some actual progress, like making actual notable progress. It's the same thing with Marvel Future Fight at this point, where I'm like, okay, well, I want to make some actual progress before I actually record content from mobile games. Instead of just, oh well, here's today's video, and I'm not made of money. Like I don't have money to just throw away to be like, oh well, hey, I have 50 stuff. Like be like a lot of those guys, be like, hey, I have 50 stones. Like let me do a random draw. And see what I get. I'm going for this guy. I don't have that kind of money to do that. I wish I did, but at the same time, if I did have that kind of money, it wouldn't go towards that. It's like I'm telling you the truth. That'd be like those kind of games. Like that's how they want to get you. It's just, oh, you have money. Like, oh, you should spend our money and get this guy. Like, and try and get this character. Like, I'm not that kind of person. Okay. I think that's it in terms of everything to talk about. I've talked for like 45 minutes. I don't think there's much else to talk about. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section. I will try to read the YouTube comments, but it seems that YouTube comments are broken once again. So it's hard for me to actually view the comments when I get any. Like they seem to be broken, so I'm having trouble trying to view a lot of the comments. Anyway, I am Brad Reed, the Gaming Mole. I am signing off. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. 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 See you guys.